Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Ewan Roxborough. But before we begin episode 5 of the Paused podcast, I have 4 very special people to thank. I've been a fan of the Game Over Greggy show since it began, and I'd like to thank the 4 awesome hosts of that show, Greg Miller, Tim Geddes, Nick Scarpino, and Colin Moriarty. You guys have inspired me to make a podcast of my own, and I thought the biggest way I could thank you was by showing you what you've inspired me to do. So please, you guys, keep up the awesome work you guys do. It's my hope that one day this little thing that I do here with my friends will be somewhere near as awesome as the stuff you guys do. So once again, thank you. I hope you enjoy the show.
Ooh, I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I'll be the one that you want me to.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Paused podcast. I'm definitely going to include that intro. Lovely singing, guys. I'm your host, Ewan Roxborough, and welcome to the weekly podcast where we hit pause on whatever video game, movie, TV show, or music we're listening or playing or watching to discuss them with our friends. I'm joined today by the voice of reason, Lars Wolacek.
Friends is a strong word.
And on the other side of the podcast, the cleanest man in the business, Harris Monos.
Hey everyone. You're my friend, you don't worry.
Cool. It's ironic that you're the cleanest man in the business and you're horribly unshaven today.
Yeah,
He's got more hair.
I'd it out for this week.
He's got more hair on his face than on his chest.
It's getting
Oh, he snuck in that.
I did.
On another note, it's getting very itchy at the moment. So if you see me itching, it's 'cause it's
It looks
itchy.
good, man. I reckon you should spend the next 2 weeks sort of growing it out.
Growing it out.
See
I
what it
want to
gets.
see how long it gets.
Yeah, you should.
Anyway.
I expect daily Snapchat updates.
Okay, guys, so it's grown 0.01 of a millimeter now.
You were going to get the updates anyway. You didn't have to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, guys, look at my beard. Look
Look
how
at
manly I am.
We can't all grow facial hair, so
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's upsetting sometimes.
It's genetics.
It's a touchy subject.
Pure, brilliant genetics.
Shall we kick things off? So, Harris, what's your topic? Let's start off with you.
All right, so my topic for today is the game Destiny.
I don't think the camera can see it there. Do you want to move some of this stuff out of the way?
Oh,
ooh
Put it there. There we go. All right, so Destiny is a game by
Bungie.
Yes,
Bungie.
well done.
and
Activision.
No, no.
Sorry,
Hold on,
not
let's
and
clear this up.
Activision. It was not a joint project.
Bungie
Activision was
are the developers.
Yes.
They
Activision
made
are
the
the
game.
publishers.
Activision helped fund it. They're the publishers. Yes.
Okay. Now
Give
this.
Bungie the credit, not Activision.
Okay. Well, as we go to that credit.
Credit.
So far, it's had the highest production for a game, 500 million budget.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Although I believe that statistic is taken out of context quite regularly, because I've heard that 500 million is actually for a 10-year sort of life cycle.
Oh,
So
okay. So it's about 50.
Yeah, it's like funding the sort of franchise more so than this one game.
Right.
If that makes
Okay.
sense.
So
Yeah.
okay. So it's ongoing development for 500 million over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now it came out last Tuesday. I'm
Really?
actually. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god! I feel like it came
Wow.
out several months ago.
I know. Oh my gosh.
surprising enough.
Was it last
Last
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my goodness.
Where has all that time gone?
Was it last Tuesday or was it?
It was.
Two
It
Tues-
was. It
I
was
think you're right.
I'm
all
pretty sure
Monday.
it was
All
last
Monday
Tuesday.
or Tuesday.
No, it would have been
Something like that. About a
Tuesday's
week or
like
two ago.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday because
Last
Ewan and Callum came to me on the Wednesday and they said, "Hey Lars."
Oh yeah, in media. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a media. It was just during a spare. They're like, "Dude, Destiny's the best. You got to play with us." And so, 10 minutes later, I'd bought a PS4 and I'd bought Destiny for $480.
All right, so I'm gonna go as devil's advocate here because I love the game. It's pretty fun, but
Pretty fun.
it's okay. I'm actually gonna leave it at pretty fun because
Okay, all right.
the storyline is too short for my liking.
It's too vague.
It's too
It wouldn't
vague.
be too short. It would, because there's plenty of missions.
There's plenty
There's
of
like more missions than your standard shooter.
but we've all
But
finished
it's
it
just
within
so
a
vague.
week.
Yeah.
of it coming out.
Like
We haven't all finished it.
Okay, well,
I've still got those Mars missions to do. What frustrates me about I think I've only just figured this out. But there was something frustrating me about it. Something that wasn't working. Something that didn't make it a great game. And I couldn't figure out what that was until now, I don't think. And an MMORPG, what that says to me is like a game that just grows and grows and grows and grows. Like the more time you spend with it, the more there is to do.
Like Skyrim.
Like Skyrim, exactly. Like you start ranking up and then suddenly, whoa, there are like dwarven mines now that I am now like a whole high enough level to get through. But with Destiny, the more you play it, the narrower it gets.
Yeah.
It's like, whereas an RPG should be going like this, Destiny just kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
And it hits its peak quite early.
Oh, yeah.
So like once you get through all those like basic sort of missions and you get that level 20 cap, really like you've got no other option than either sort of grinding out those Vanguard bounties or grinding out in the Crucible, and that's it. Yeah. And it presents itself kind of nicely at the start. Like it sort of gives you the illusion that you're in an open world. You're really not. And it gives you an illusion that there's stacks of missions, and even Bungie now giving you the sort of idea that there's going to be a whole bunch of additional content coming out over the coming months.
Yeah.
And I hope that's true, because at the moment, I really feel like I've hit a bottleneck.
I think maybe once we start playing through the raids, and I think that's where it's aiming towards. You finish off the story, and then
they
now
just
you're going
raids every now and
straight
then,
into
you go back
raids,
into
straight
those
into
raids.
strike missions and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't feel as though you can tell people, here's an $80 game, and congratulations, you finished off the main storyline within a week.
That's a rough call. I don't think it's the fact that it's an $80 game. I think it's.
Gosh,
Ewan,
someone had to bump the
You
table.
would be someone.
Like, look, you go out and pay $80 for a game, you can finish it in a week. Like, that's irrelevant. I think it's just the hype that came up with the game, and it's just that perception that people had of, exactly as Ewan was saying, of it being an MMO and being that sort of RPG style and being so open, is that then finishing in a week seems like, I thought I was going to be pumping hours into this and playing it for years.
Yeah.
Like, really,
Maybe it was the mix that they had in the end with that FPS MMO RPG mix that
I still think this is
really work.
Yeah, I think this is like, they're not going to get it right first time. This is still revolutionary.
I don't think it's revolutionary.
Not revolutionary in terms of consoles, but in terms of the FPS, like, it's an avenue the FPS needs to take.
Yeah, it's a nice different take. I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's a fresh as a breath air that consoles very infrequently get. I think games like Destiny are far more common on PC. There's at least a bigger sort of MMO landscape there. I don't know. I think the next gen consoles have really encountered an issue where people have really high expectations for the quality of their games. I think Watch Dogs is another classic example of the hype machine falling flat on its face. Titanfall. I mean, there have been so many this year that have just caved.
I think Titanfall falls in the same category as Destiny, in which it is very fun for the first hour or two that you're playing it.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're kind of like,
where am I going with this?
Where am I going? What am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Like
it takes you about 3 missions to realize that you can survive. There's not going to be a mission you can't survive, because you just that nature of just being able to take cover from enemies straight away and just wait till you recharge your health, go back out, shoot some more, recharge your health, shoot. Like, you learn that pretty quickly, that it's quite easy to survive, I think, if you play smart. And then also that all the missions are almost exactly the same. Go here, kill some bad guys.
Yeah.
Go to the other place.
Yeah.
You fight your way through and then defend against waves.
Yeah.
You fight your way in, defend against waves. Fight your way in, defend
and you know
against
what
waves.
else it's missing that I expected better of Bungie is like just variety in your bosses and also vehicles. So there are two things that are so great about Halo. Like some of the bosses that you sort of I say bosses, but like I remember one of the most sort of memorable Halo missions for me is when you fight that Scarab, and it's like this huge sort of monstrosity that just dumps on the playing field, and you would like climb into the thing to destroy it. And like that was awesome. And there are like some missions where you jump into I forget what they're all called now, but there's the tanks essentially that you can control. I feel like I don't know. Halo memory is failing me.
And sparrows have nothing on warthogs.
Nothing.
And pretty much you've only got those sparrows and like those pikes. And there's like we played that strike mission last night that had the brief moment in the pikes, but it lasted all of a minute, if that. I'm like, there's nothing to break this up. There's no sort of And I know you've kind of got those ships that look really cool. Why can't you fly those a bit? Like, why can't they
it's just loading the screens. That's my only big.
Yeah.
Not my only big. That's my biggest qualm is loading screens.
Good word, Quam.
There we go. Put that in there, say.
Like, as much as I agree with all your criticisms, I'm still very happy with the game.
Oh yeah, me too.
But
No,
the loading screens are just
like
absurd. Like, they're not like 5 years ago. They'd be like, oh, that's a loading screen. That's pretty quick or whatever. But now with the speed that we expect from games, especially on the next generation, the loading screens in Destiny, the first time I was sitting there, I thought it was just absurd.
The loading screens don't bother me. Do they bother you?
I'm thinking it might have something to do with the lag that we've recently had
Yeah.
with the game.
I don't.
Is that
I don't think it's
us? Like, I know you've
it
had
could-
internet troubles,
That's
but
the other thing. Actually, I was going to mention. It could be my internet speed. I've got crap internet.
Because this
speed.
is like...
But
Yeah.
to get so it's like you finish a mission, then you've got to load your way up to orbit, load your way down to the tower.
And there's that shitty 20 seconds as well between completing the mission and actually going back to orbit as well.
Yeah.
yeah, that countdown timer in which you frantically try and collect all the loot or
Find
find
the loot.
that
Find
the loot.
crate. Yeah,
All the loots.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I just think the loading
strange.
screens are just really to go from orbit down to the tower. You've got to wait 15 seconds before your ship even takes off.
Yeah.
It just stands there,
Mm.
and then you get a nice little thing of your ship just flying,
But that's
and you
it.
wait, and then the
That's-
screen goes black,
And that's it. And then you're down there.
and then it comes up, and it's like it's me talking through it. Then it takes 3 times longer than that. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it is.
I guess
a
it's better
strange
than having a
process.
black screen.
I don't know. The loading times haven't really bothered me too much. I don't know if it's because I sit there with my phone and I'm like doing whatever on Twitter or
That's the
Facebook
thing,
or whatever
like,
while it loads, but yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, I know, I hate trying to diss you, Lars, but like,
No, go ahead.
Harris
You
and I
guys are
have
much
like
more
we have
educated.
played more sort of games over a longer period of time than I think you have, maybe.
No, I totally agree.
Can you remember the Uncharted games? Like, especially I think it was Uncharted 2, just how long those loading screens
Yeah.
were, and watching that dagger spin around the corner.
I do
You
remember.
would-
that game.
you would
That is the
lose.
one Uncharted
Yeah.
game that I've played. is
That was
Uncharted 2.
and Skyrim's loading times. Every time you open a freaking door, it takes half an hour.
See,
That's an exaggeration.
I don't know. I think...
I have played Uncharted 2. Just putting it.
The loading,
could
the
have brought
loading
him into
times
that
are bad,
Loading
right?
tabs are annoying. Yeah.
Like the loading times are far worse than that than they are in Destiny.
I think it has to do with... It's a console thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is a console thing. It's as much next gen as this is. It's 2009 technology we're running on.
Yeah, that laptop there has essentially the same power as a PS4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it sounds
And
sounds the same as a
It's
PS4 as well.
it's making a little amount of noise. I don't know what's louder, my desktop or the laptop. I really need to give it a shot.
You need to clean out them filters, man.
It's the stupid default Corsair fans in that PC.
I need to change mine as well.
In the
Corsair, that's not
liquid
even a
cooler at the
Corsair
top.
case.
No, because my liquid coolers,
right.
they like make a rattling sound. What's the deal with that?
Wasn't that a H100 problem?
Yeah, it was a
At one
H100.
stage,
I
yeah.
need to swap out the fans, but because it's so tight in there, I have to take out the whole motherboard to get the fans out.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Ridiculous.
can I really be bothered?
Yeah.
I could sort of deal with the sound.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Anyhow, back to Destiny. What else did I want to say about it? Unfortunately, it's just the hype train, and people had such high expectations for it, and I think it's fallen just a little bit short.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like Bungie, I think, contributed to that with their advertising campaign. I mean, the live action trailer is far cooler than
What
playing
you
the
actually
game.
get to do.
Which, of course, is
That's
just
the same
live.
for, like-
That's the same for every video game, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just get that. I just got the impression it was just going to be an absolute huge open world of just exploring. I thought it was going to be lots more Earth. You get one Earth map, and the Crucible, which is like the online player versus player multiplayer. There's 5 maps.
That's a bit more than that, isn't it?
Oh, on that point of Crucible, they need to start balancing now.
Yeah, they
There are
need to
a
get that
few
balance quick.
things that need to be balanced.
The
That
shotguns.
Those shotguns need to be
Shotguns.
balanced so badly. That big, what's it called, that the Warlock has, that grenade thing.
the
that
Nova Bomb.
the
Is
Nova
that it?
Bomb,
Yeah.
that thing.
Oh my.
needs to be balanced ridiculously.
Yeah.
What else is there?
I think
The turrets.
the
Blade
accuracy of the snipers is a little high as well. The hit detection
Yeah.
is a little off.
And the Blade Runner on the Hunter class,
Oh
which
my
is that
God, yeah.
invisibility, teleport, and
Yeah.
the electric sword thing that you can get. Because
Yeah.
it is a ridiculously
Yeah.
deadly combination.
And even as much as I hate to complain about it, like I play as the Titan, so I've got that supercharge on the default class where you just sort of smash the ground and then like lights up all the sparks. Those sparks linger around for ages, so you can really take people out long after you've gone. And also, it just creates a shockwave. So even if you miss the people in front of you, it hits the people behind you as well.
Yeah, so you're fine.
So yeah, I think they maybe should just like target it more. So instead of being like a
Yeah.
full sort of 360, maybe it needs to be 180 or something.
Well,
I
we've
know.
kind of
They're
named
a little.
3 overpowered areas in all classes. Would that sort of balance out
There's just
to be
yeah,
balanced?
yeah, I guess. I mean, the 3 sort of overpowered ones, but they're so yeah. I don't know.
Because
I guess with the Nova Bomb, like you can, fire it at a group and, you can get more than 3, but like, with Golden Gun, you can easily get 3 kills because it's...
At least, a golden
one-shot
gun
kill.
still requires you to be accurate, though.
Yeah.
this one,
Like,
you
so that-
fire it at a capture the flag thing. and
Yeah.
everyone there's dead.
Yeah, the Nova Bomb, you just... Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, microphone.
Last one alive to not hit the mic.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like we just moaned about Destiny now. It's still a really
It's
good game.
It's so much fun.
It's all we're playing at the moment.
Yeah.
So I got it on the Thursday. I got
Last
my PS4
Thursday?
on Destiny last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday and Saturday I bummed around with Sony trying to get my PSN fixed because it was wrong email, la-di-da. So I started playing Sunday. Sunday I played just the tutorial mission. And the first mission was like, played for like an hour. Finished the day on level 3. So Monday when I woke up, I was level 3. Tuesday when I went to bed, I was level 18.
Yeah.
Because I just absolutely
Played.
just played it, and it was just so much fun, just going and collecting bounties, doing patrol missions. But then, I realized I'd done 75% of
What you
the
could do.
content. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
that's
as much
my
as I'm
qualm
looking
with
forward
it.
to
Yeah.
raids, like trying to get up to raids looks like it's going to be trying to get up to level 26 to actually do raids. Looks like it'll be a bit of a slog.
It's that grind between
Yeah.
20 and then above that when you have to start collecting light. And
That's where I'm at the moment, which is so frustrating. Like, we played all that time I'm level 21 now. So I played a bit of Crucible and got my armor light stat up. So I got to 21. But then last night we played, did all those Vanguard
couple
strike
of hours,
missions and stuff.
and we didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything from them. I had made no progress whatsoever.
And you feel it, and that's
crazy.
the problem,
That's
that you feel
crazy.
as though,
I think if they
where am I making progress in this?
Yeah, yeah.
if they had they could have made it much harder to get to level 20.
Yeah, I
Like
think that
the
was-
XP, you do 3 bounties and you're up a level.
Yeah, that's what needed to happen.
Definitely,
I
and that's with no kills. Like, and then if you go do 2 missions, you're up a level. Like, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like, the XP, because the XP obviously would become exponentially more each level, but I feel like you'd also earn more because you'd just be able to mow through enemies faster and then fight harder enemies, which would give you more XP. So it's sort of like you're always moving up at the same rate.
every time.
Yeah.
But like, what game has a level 20 level cap?
Yeah,
I've
they
never
could've-
come across a game
Yeah.
with a 20 level cap.
Yeah, I heard some people complain about that. I think
There's no sense of you feel as though your sense of achievement is like you like I said at the start you're burning through and you're like, yes, I love this game, and then
Yeah.
level 20 comes along and you're like, oh
Yeah.
I'm at max level now.
Yeah, like that was 3 days. Like if I went and played any other shooter for 3 days, I would not hit that.
You would not hit max level in
Yeah.
3 days. But yeah, it's great fun regardless of what we're
it's
saying.
so
We're on
much
a
fun.
we're on a rant now.
Yeah.
The moment you start playing it, it is fun. It is really fun. But
Yeah.
if you
and
don't
like,
yeah.
the gameplay is repetitive, but that's the sort of nature of an RPG. It's got that grinding element to it, and it's so like fluid, and you've got such kind of cool variations in weaponry and the
scenery as
supercharge,
well.
and the enemies are kind of. They don't provide so much of a challenge, but when they sort of overwhelm you, it can provide a bit of a challenge. And
Yeah,
like,
I think that
typically the environment kind of provides enough sort of
The
diversity.
environment.
Yeah.
The environment is amazing,
environment
yeah.
is amazing.
One
And
of the
obviously the graphics are ridiculously good as well. They remind me a lot of Killzone Shadowfall.
I haven't played Killzone.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's the one.
they look
PS4
just as
title I
good,
haven't
if
played
not
yet.
better.
They look really good. I wouldn't actually put the graphics above Halo 4 on Xbox 360.
Really?
I'd probably
Come
match them.
on.
It's probably. I mean, I haven't played
Serious?
Halo for a
It's
while.
Xbox 360.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, it's not a
It'd
huge,
just be your
like,
memory.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
be your memory.
Yeah. One of the criticisms I've heard as well is like that people say that the enemies aren't that great. Like, there's a low variety, but I feel like there's a lot of different species. There's 4 different
many?
species. There's 4 different races, and then
Four,
within
yeah.
those races, there's 5 different species.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the bosses as much as you just got to shoot at them till they die with all of them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're fun.
Does anyone
They're fun
else
for
feel
running.
like the bad guys get progressively like more lame? Like first you encounter
Oh my
the
gosh,
Fallen.
the
Yeah.
Cabal.
Oh my, the Cabal are ridiculous. Okay, we'll get to that. The Fallen are pretty cool. They kind of remind me of the
Original.
What is it from Halo? What are they called?
The jackals and grunts.
Yeah, but what's that race called? The Covenant. The Covenant.
Covenant,
They remind me
yeah,
of the
the
Covenant.
Covenant.
You've
And then
got
you've got the
captains,
Hive,
which are elites,
and
or
they're
Vanguards,
like
yeah.
exactly like the Flood. They're pretty cool as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
The
That-
Hive I like.
yeah,
Yeah,
I really like
the
those
whole
first
Venus
two.
is pretty much the library from Halo.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause there's-
yeah.
Unlocking the flood, and then you know,
Oh,
the
the
first
flood
two
mission
races are
was the
fighting against
hardest
each other, and you can
mission.
just let them fight it out
Yeah.
while you walk past.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. that's cool.
But then you've got the
that's
Vex,
actually more the Vex.
who are just like
Sorry, the
weird
Vex are
wedge-shaped
thinking
robots.
the Vex are the ones I'm confusing.
They're the
Yeah.
They're
lame
more like
ones.
the flood.
Although they've kind of got some pretty cool, interesting types, like the Hydras with the rotating shield.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're kind of like you
What
just
are
got to keep
goblins?
running circles around. them.
I like the goblins. The goblins are
so
cool.
bad.
And the hobgoblins that do that weird
And they
shield
shield
thing,
you,
and
they
you
just-
can't do anything
you're
for like
like,
a few
okay,
seconds
well.
until they spring out of it and you kill them instantly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't get that.
yeah. So the Vex kind of lame, and then there's
The Cabal.
the Cabal, who were just like
Overly
you guys
manly
watch a
men.
bit of Doctor Who, right? You know the Sontarans, the
Yes,
blue
yes.
armored potato looking
Yes.
things.
No.
They look exactly like them. They're
They're just
Sontarans.
Giant, fat guys that just, and the ones
I
with them, they've got jetpacks.
wet myself as soon as I
They
saw
just
them.
jump
Just
up
jump
and down,
up.
Yeah.
up towards you.
And they
That is
talk them
so
up so
funny.
much. Like freaking what's his name?
The guy.
Peter Dinklage. It's just like, oh, they're like 800 kilos of pure warrior.
And you're like, okay,
damn.
well,
Yeah.
just
I was
put two
actually
bullets in
nervous.
there.
And then they're like,
Dead.
It's like, oh no, I've acted a failsafe. They're coming. The doors are
Yeah,
opening.
yeah.
I'm like,
And then it's just-
oh god.
just
And then there are like all these
Giant
fat
Bad guys
muffin
potatoes.
shaped.
How's
jumping towards you. It's so comical.
Yeah.
The Vex are pretty scary. I
The
thought that,
Vex?
as in,
The
like,
Vex?
is the scariest of them.
Nah, the Hive are way like that first mission when you encounter them on Earth and you go through and it's like pitch black and they like
Which
the
Hive?
Thrall just like start
Is it
running
the
at
Thrall?
you.
Yeah, the
yeah.
Thrall.
The Thrall is, sorry, yeah, the Thrall are good.
And
Yeah.
the blow- and
I
the
really like
blowing
that.
up
Was like
one,
the first
Thrall that
mission.
blow up.
Yeah, the curse.
But
The
the
curse
first
Thrall,
Vex
yeah.
mission is, like, I thought that was freaky.
Oh, I just remember saying this. Remember that mission where you go and kill? I think they're like swarm princes or something, and you pick up the sword and it goes into
Oh,
third
Sword
person.
Crotut.
Oh my god,
That's a
that
good
was
mission.
an awesome mission, and
because it's
that's
the only
it.
variant.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
only
It starts.
variants.
Ah, man, I was gutted when that sword just like disintegrated. Spoilers.
Like, it's been destroyed. I was like,
Oh, okay.
why?
Yeah.
We had it.
Yeah, that's a convenient.
It's too
Hey,
powerful.
Bungie.
Well, you,
Well, why
Yeah.
don't we just keep it?
I think that one mission sums up my disappointment with Destiny. It's like, whoa, check out this cool thing you can do. Ah, it's gone.
if that had been like,
that's the only variation. The
If that
rest
had-
of it is like
Yeah.
what Lars said before. You run in, you kill,
yeah,
and then you're teleported out.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that had been much later in the game, it would have been cool because it's like, oh, you've got this climax of getting this super powerful weapon, and then
Yeah.
you at the end you've got to destroy it or whatever. It's like, oh, that's awesome. But because it was just like one of the stock standard missions in the middle of the game.
And it was in the moon. It was on the moon.
It was on
It's
the
a
moon.
Second,
Yeah.
like, second area.
Second bunny one. Look,
You
yeah.
get it, and then it's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna sort of here on the YouTube channel. I've got some gameplay, and I thought I was gonna do like a review sort of thing over the top of it. I don't think I'll do like a full up written review. I feel like we've kind of covered it off with
Yeah.
our grievances here.
Yeah.
But I think on like a scale out of 10, what would you guys say?
Somewhere between a 7 and an 8. I
Yeah.
don't think
Oh.
it's
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting.
7
as
and
well.
8. I think I'm not.
Somewhere between
I'll give
good
it-
and great.
Maybe I'll give it an 8 just because it's the highest mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll round it up to an 8. I think
Yeah.
it would be fine.
Where this game sits with me is on the same scale as Tomb Raider, which I think I gave an 8.
Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I,
Don't you reckon?
no,
Isn't
Tomb
that
Raider
accurate
was
comparison?
definitely a 9. I love Tomb Raider. It was an amazing story. It had that story down pat.
Story wasn't amazing.
It was a great story. It was a great
The
story.
characters
of
were
a
lame
legendary
as.
Lara Croft that is born.
She was a
from-
great character, but the supporting cast was atrocious.
Yeah, but it was finally the revive that the Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider series needed. No,
Struggletown.
that is definitely that was a 9. This is about an 8, and that's generous for that.
I'd give it a 9.
You're giving. It
I
a
still
9.
love it. I still love it.
Yeah.
And I've got hope in the DLC.
That's where.
Yeah, that's where it's going to get interesting. And I think when I hit 26, and maybe I'll have a different perspective on it. I don't know. That's what
Goes up to level 30.
Bungie came out against the criticism the other day and said that this game is a different game as soon as you hit that level cap, or hit that 26 sort of region.
Yeah.
Suddenly a whole bunch more stuff opens up to you. Do you know on Crucible? You know how it's got there's Clash or Control and then Clash, and then there's the game mode that cycles in every now and then. There's 2 more that are blank. They're empty.
Yeah. What
is that? Do we need to unlock those, or do they?
I feel like they're going to be released, but I feel like that's poor. Putting out 2 game modes of 6 different maps.
Yeah,
are you sure there's 6? I feel like it's more maps than 6.
No, I think it's about 6.
Yeah, because I was in a server once when I just I didn't exit the party or anything, but just consecutive played the same level on Venus 3 times in a row.
Yeah. And some of the team balancing needs
to be fixed ridiculously.
The multiplayer needs some patching. But it's fun.
I'd give it a 9.
It feels like a healthy blend between Halo and COD, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a hefty amount of pace and a bit of a, not quite an arena sort of style, but yeah. And it supports versatility. I don't know why more people don't pick up the heavy ammo, though.
No one goes for it.
No one goes for it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous when you've got a rocket launcher or a sniper.
So
and it's overpowered as hell.
Yeah.
But anyway.
As soon as I get my LMG. The one last thing I want to say about Destiny is that I feel like it's kind of caught in the classic scenario of where it tries to please too many people at the same time and fails to really satisfy anyone.
Yeah, jack of all trades.
What I appreciate about it is it's quite a simple RPG to get your head around. The mechanics of it are quite self-explanatory. And for example, the main sort of town you go into, there's only so many shopkeepers, and you quickly kind of get your head around what each one does. Whereas if you compare that with other MMOs, there's just crazy amount of depths. It's sort of hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
But what I think they maybe should have gone further. I think they should have included more depth.
Trading.
But yeah,
trading would be good. A marketplace where you can not trade, but what's a good example? I think in RuneScape or something they've got this exchange place where you can put things on an auction house.
Yeah.
And then they sell for you. I think that should have been included.
Because I feel like at the moment there's a lot of stores that you there's 8 different stores you can go to.
Yeah.
6 of them I'll not visit again.
Yeah.
I don't I just don't care for the outfitters when I'm or buying armor when I'm just going to be unlocking more.
Yeah. And I thought they had done that so as to stop you giving a super powerful weapon to someone that's only a level 3, for example.
But they're level capped.
But yeah, the weapons are leveled.
Yeah.
They you have to be a level 16 to use this weapon or so. So I don't get that really. Because I think it'd be kind of ooh, I like your cloak there. What's that? You like my cloak?
Oh, let's trade.
Awesome.
And then even on that point, the stronger and more powerful armor is all either Crucible or Vanguard level locked.
Yeah.
So you still need to grind through normal level caps, and then on top of that, you either need to get Crucible points or Vanguard points to unlock the legendary, really good armor.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to buying some of the Vanguard armor when I got to level 20, and it's you need motes of light now.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 1, and you need 25 to buy a single piece of armor.
That's the thing. The depth comes from frustrating things like that. Yeah. And now that's the thing. We were doing all that stuff. We did a couple of Vanguard bounties, and it's that progression of my Vanguard rank is so slow. It's going to take forever to start being able to buy Vanguard armor that I need to increase my levels. That's why I just want to play Crucible 24/7 now, because that's how I'm going to get the Crucible armor and all the the strike playlist is another way I can get my Vanguard rank up. But yeah,
on that point, you've gone from it being super easy to level up and get experience, and then you go for that super slow grind afterwards.
Yeah.
They could. Well, what happened to all the fun? The fun's gone.
I would have had no complaints if they brought the level cap up for XP up to 50 and made it twice as hard to get XP. I do a bounty, I get 5,000 XP, which before would have given me half a level, and that's one bounty. But now it's irrelevant because XP does nothing now.
Well, you get mode of light from XP.
But to support that, they need more of a game.
You get 1 mode of light per XP bar that you fill.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. Because you hover over your level thing and it says progression to mode of light and it pops up with the XP bar there.
So I've got to get 25 more levels up.
Yeah, to buy
a single...
Or you give in
pads.
Decker and engrams and stuff.
Yeah.
and you get mode of light from like killing bosses. But
That's
it's like,
that legendary engram I got last night was just a rare piece of armor.
Yeah.
Lame. But it had 8 pieces of light, which pumped me up half of level 21, half of level 20.
Oh, awesome! I finally hit level 21 today. Actually,
Oh, did you?
I played a game of Crucible and managed to get like. A
Well,
really
we're
good
gonna be
body.
playing again tonight, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's like,
let's wrap this up.
Man,
Let's go.
Destiny sucks. Do you want to go and play some more?
Speaking of which, yeah, let's wrap this up.
Ooh,
It was just funny. Just we were getting into I was getting into the car after basketball last night, and Lars just gives just this like indication to me.
It used to be,
I'm
yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. It used to be like that. I'll see you on the moon.
Yeah.
Moon
Shall we
wizard.
go to old Russia? But yeah,
It's a wizard, Harry.
it's a wizard. Collect all the loots. Find all the loots.
Yeah. Alrighty. Lars, should we go to you now? What's your topic?
That was a damn long topic then.
That's good. That I feel like we
We
really
covered
covered it. Yes. Sorry, we're on a new topic now. Transfer.
Red Dwarf.
Awesome.
Never watched
That's season
it.
10.
Okay,
So-
I've watched a bit of Red Dwarf. Go on, Lars. Explain the premise of Red Dwarf to Harris.
Red Dwarf is a television show set in the far distant future about the last ever human. Dave Lister is his name.
The last
Lister.
ever human. Dave Lister.
Dave Lister.
Dave
And he loves curry and beer. And he's hilarious. So essentially,
Wait.
there's a mining. It's in the distant future. There's a mining ship called Red Dwarf. Dave is like a massive dropkick vending machine technician, and he gets punished for bringing cat on board. So they freeze him, and then he wakes up millions of years later, and everyone on the ship's been vaporized from this chemical attack or whatever. And he's talking to the AI, and the AI is still alive. And then he finds the AI can create a hologram for him, so he creates a hologram of his worst enemy, Rimmer, to keep him company, and
His
also
worst enemy.
Yeah.
Why his worst enemy?
just to keep him. It's to keep him the most sane. So by having something to hate, and they hate on each other.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hilarious.
Alright, that makes-
It's British comedy, and it's from like the 90s.
Oh, British.
Definitely watch this.
I was really unsure about the show until you said British comedy.
Exactly. It's like it's just the best thing in the world. I feel like I've one time heard that it's one of the writers wrote for this and for Black Books, but I'm making that up.
I'd be able to tell you.
Oh, I want to look. Alright, well, you can.
I'll
tell.
be making that up. But that's season 10. So season 10 aired about 20 years after the first 8. So they had the first 8 seasons.
I don't know.
They had a 10-year hiatus, and then they played a 3-part TV special called Back to Earth. They had another 2 years off, and then they aired season 10. And
So
that's
it's
it for
gone
now.
on
It's
a
done.
little long.
Yeah,
Was
so
season 10 worth it?
This is cool.
Season
It's
10
got a
held up.
reversible cover.
Does it?
Yeah, look. The ratings on the inside as well.
Oh, whoa.
See in the back, and
Whoa.
You
I've
can
gotta
totally
do
reverse that
That's
cover
mad. Yeah,
My
season,
Bioshock box
my
has got
opinion
reversible
is
cover.
that season 10 holds up.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Compared to the fact I was expecting it to be terrible. Well, actually, no, I was really anticipating it. But honestly, it could have gone a lot
Does he
worse.
have a H on his
That's
head?
his hologram.
Because he's a hologram.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And then
So
there's
he
also
couldn't
the-
realize, this
No.
person's not
That-
real.
Yeah, then there's
That's
also
sort
the
of
cat, and the
backstory
cat
to
has
his episode.
evolved.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
hold
several
on.
years,
So
yeah.
I'll explain the characters to you. So this is your protagonist. This is the hologram, and
H for hologram.
this guy here is the like highly evolved cat.
He's a cat.
Yeah, but he's like
Yeah, it looks-
really highly evolved.
'Cause he's
and
human.
then this I can't remember the names.
Is that the
he's like a
blockhead guy?
robot, a cyborg sort of thing.
Oh, Crichton.
Crichton, yeah.
Crichton comes in season 2. He's a robot they find, and he's got like no sense of like not going. And he's got no sense of being free and like not serving people. So he like loves to iron and stuff. And he loves to vacuum, and he's got a vacuum that plugs into his genital area, and it's just hilarious. Like it was
British
so
comedy.
I-
Never change.
Classic. So I watched it growing up, the first 8 seasons, and then I sort of was aware of the big gap between that and then Back to Earth in season 10, and I just love the show to bits. It's absolutely hilarious. Really big like cult show.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. My parents are big
so-
fans. They
yeah.
kind of got me into it.
No, yeah. It's awesome. Like the actor for Crichton was at
Yeah.
what's Comic Con?
No,
what's
no.
Comic Con in
Comic Con in what?
England?
No, I don't know.
Comic Con.
Maybe it was Comic Con. He was doing a stall, and it was like
Supernova.
it was like during their
The
10-year
worst.
hiatus, and he was like got assigned to go run the booth or something, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna suck. Like, no one's gonna have heard of Red Dwarf. No one's gonna remember it." And they had like the biggest stall of the whole thing, so it probably wasn't Comic Con. The sci-fi convention, something. I need to research.
Oh, the motherland.
I need to research my topics more before I discuss them. But I highly recommend it. It is just lots of fun.
Yeah. I think what's so great about it is it's just like everyday idiots
Yeah,
just
yeah,
messing around in space.
Yeah,
And
they're just
I
on
think
their
that-
spaceship,
Yeah,
just doing
that
stuff.
sort of contrast is just hilarious.
Yeah,
I love that episode when the hologram's like sitting his test or whatever. I think it's like the flashback, and he just gets like super anxious about tests, and doesn't he just like color in his entire hand and pen and then stamp the page, sign
the
it, and
page.
pass out.
because he writes all the answers on his hands, and then he looks at the paper and gets really stressed and like wipes his hand, and he looks down, and because he's so
that's right.
sweaty, it's all smudged. And then he like passes out and throws up and stuff. It's hilarious. Was I telling you, a friend of mine, because there's a ship where there's an episode where they find a ship full of holograms.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And they're all like addicted to sex.
Yeah.
And
So what do you guys do around here? Well, we pretty much just have sex just all the time.
It's really bad. Somebody was telling me that they knew somebody who acted as a hologram on that ship. Not in anything graphic. There's no graphic.
No, they don't actually.
Who did I tell you about that?
Yeah, I think you did.
And now I'm trying to remember.
How many people do we know that act?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I know someone that knows somebody sort of famous.
So they're not making this still at the moment, are they?
No,
That's
no,
great,
it's done.
okay.
Yeah.
So how many seasons did that end up being?
10.
10. Okay.
So
So this is the last season.
Yeah, so it was 8 seasons, 10-year pause, 3-parter like television thing, which was longer than normal episodes. It was like 3 40-minute episodes, which is considered season 9, and then this is season 10.
Sorry, guys. I wasn't taking a pee. I promise. I was just pouring a glass of water.
They can see.
Yeah, I
Well,
can see
not
that.
the audio listeners. Not that there are many. There's like 12.
Oh,
But
Wow, we actually have audio listeners.
wow.
people listen to the audio. That was actually the first episode. We had like 12. I don't know how many have been since.
Oh, I can.
Maybe we're famous.
I think
just
I
don't
looked
know.
at. I think I actually went on it twice. So
People use Bandcamp?
Bandcamp's good. You can listen to it on your phone.
yeah, I know, but
You just plug it in.
I have an iPhone, I
Headphones
can't
in. You
listen
can
to
strut
stuff.
around.
we're not.
You know what
like,
frustrates me
kinda
the
funny.
most about iPhones at the moment? Is like if I flick that up. Okay, if I'd been watching a video on YouTube, I flick that up. It's got YouTube there on my like quick access screen.
Ooh,
You know
Which
what
is like, oh,
frustrates me with
awesome.
you,
But you
Lars?
can't play the audio of the thing you were listening to. And it's like, if you watch a video on Safari,
Yeah.
it's like you flick it up and it's got Safari there that you were last playing something on Safari, but you can't even do anything with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, whenever I want to go to quick music and I was like, oh, the last thing I'm listening to, I'll flick up to go play on music.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you were just watching a video on Safari. We're just going to tell you that.
I
You
just
can't
want
do
to go
anything
back to
about
my
it.
music now. Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
Siri.
But it's like,
Have
yeah.
you guys got iOS 8 yet?
I've got iOS 8.
Oh,
He
is it,
doesn't.
and let's have a look. I've not seen it. Is it
I
any
don't.
good?
No, it's no different.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Well, I mean, okay.
I just
all right.
downloaded like 7.2.
Impromptu topic. This is not my topic, but the new iPhones came out today.
They did.
They did. So, thoughts?
I can't.
When no one's upgrading here, are they?
I
haven't got an
no.
iPhone.
I think I'm unsure at the moment. I know
think
my
I'm big
contract
is
runs
good.
out in a month.
Oh, really?
Where are you going?
Oh, you got a decision
I've got a big
to
decision
make.
on my hands. Mum,
Yeah.
I think, is going for the 5.5 just because she's blind.
Oh, so you're going
Oh,
iPhone.
she's getting the
So
plus.
she's getting the plus.
Good on her.
If I'm going iPhone, so
know, it's
I'm a 5.5 inch user as well.
They're so big though.
When it comes to phones, I just want to clarify.
Hey.
gross.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I read an article that the NFC chip only works with PayPass or their Apple Pay thing,
Yeah,
and
it's locked.
that is it.
That's
And I think it's the
So
stupidest thing in the world.
well, it's the same thing with Apple. It's just like forcing you to.
Well, they did the same with the touch. Have you got the touch one on your thing? The Touch ID thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was locked for its first year until iOS 8 came out, and now, or was it iOS 7? I can't remember.
What do you mean
but,
locked?
so other programs can use it.
Now other programs
Oh,
can.
yeah,
But
okay.
when it first came out, it was locked
Watch out for that
specifically.
village,
And then the next iOS came out, and it finally opened up to developers.
Yeah.
So the rumor has it that
That's so good.
the NFC chip will open up in about a year's time.
There you go.
Sorry, what's the NFC chip?
Near field communication. It means you can just like hold your phone near something and it transmits messages.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna put this down.
So what's iOS 8 using it for?
iOS 8
Like
or
banking?
the new one, yeah, it's being used for mobile Apple Pay, a mobile pay system.
Okay, yeah.
Which
So
I
you
don't know.
can
I think
so you
that's
can
awesome.
walk up to a shelf in an Apple store, take something off it, and walk out with it.
No, you
And
go like for example, like, oh, I want to buy Red Dwarf, so I go up to the counter and she's like, oh, here's the the little like, what would best be explained, like the Mikey scanners,
Oh yeah,
or like
yeah.
the pay pass,
And you just throw your phone at it.
no,
No, because I think that's
Do
what.
my
And, yeah,
thing.
and it'll be through your iTunes account and stuff. Yeah, no, I heard about that. That they were planning on
Yeah.
doing that.
But the
And
really
I
cool
think that what they want to do is get to the point where you can walk up to the Apple store, pull something off the shelf, scan the barcode, and walk out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good feature.
And,
But
yeah.
won't people steal stuff?
No.
Yeah, you just got people. You just got people.
I bought this. Look, I'm touching my phone on it.
I can see your fingers in between that phone and that barcode.
That's true. I'm sure. Like that's just something I heard. I'm sure they're flattening out kinks.
Yeah.
But the coolest feature
Just
is
give
though,
Alex 2 months.
2 months.
Shout out to Alex.
See that he
Yeah.
made the what's it called, the
Damn
Mikey?
it, Alex. Okay.
Oh, that's
Alex,
so awesome.
We've got this friend Alex, everybody, and he's a laugh. We should have him on the podcast.
We'll have him on the
That'd be
podcast
hilarious.
one time.
And he has been trying to get his Mikey grafted onto. Mikey's are like, octopus cards or like whatever, like
Our transport
cards. Yeah. He's been trying to graft the innards of his Mikey card onto different things for ages. And he's finally managed to get the microchip out by putting his Mikey card in acetone, dissolving the plastic enough to take out the or disconnect the chip from the antenna. Then he's used copper wiring to recreate the antenna, and he's now like, he wants to graft it to a Met card, which is like the old cards we used to have. Just to screw with
How
them.
awesome is that?
Screw with
It's
them.
hilarious.
He came in school the other day with this like prototype,
Yeah, on the piece of paper.
quotation prototype on piece of paper, yeah. And it works. He's tested it. It works.
That's so awesome.
And apparently he called up the company and said so long as it's functional as a Mikey, it's allowed.
I swear I saw in the terms and conditions once that it says that Mikey is the property of.
I didn't think you were even
the
allowed to
cards.
color it in.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, how's that not a business?
It's on a
How do
lease,
people not
I'm pretty
decorate their
sure,
Mikey
technically.
cards? Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure
It's on a lease where you pay like $7 for a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Ah, Mikey.
God
damn
yeah.
it.
It's Apple's in an interesting position at the moment. I don't think they're as revolutionary as they used to be. I saw an infographic that sort of compared the new iPhone, the iPhone 6's specs to the Nexus, and it's like they're pretty much identical. And it's like, welcome to 2012, Apple. And
it'll be the best
but,
iPhone of 2011.
Yeah, I don't think they're leading the pack anymore. I think that's what it comes down to.
Were they ever?
Yeah.
Past
Oh my
iPhone-
gosh. Yeah.
Past iPhone 1.
iPhone
Oh, okay,
4.
iPhone 3.
The iPod?
iPhone 4? No.
The Apple
Oh, sorry.
Mac.
I'm
And
talking about
iPad
phones.
still.
I'm talking about phones
iPad
only.
still. Oh yeah, iPhone 4. I think.
I was
Or
strictly
it
speaking
4S?
about phones.
Yeah.
iPhone 4 or
I think
4S was
up to
when
the
they
4,
were.
yeah.
iPhone 4 was like revolutionary. I
Everyone
think.
had an iPhone 4.
Yeah. Come on, it was perfect. You had an iPhone 4S. You've got an
I
iPhone now.
know, but I'm like a noob.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just a sheep.
They
still pretty
they
sure
had
they
like
have
a solid like 75%. I don't know about statistics, but they had like a solid market share.
Yeah,
and
that
now
doesn't-
it's very much
of course.
50-50. Still, that's a
yeah.
pretty like.
But you're thinking
congrats,
about
Apple. Half of the phones in the world are yours, but still, like they're
Yeah.
It used to be far more. Than
Is that Apple or is that iOS? iOS and Android. Because when you're thinking about it, if it's 50%
I think it's-
iOS, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think it is anymore though. I think it's like 40. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What other devices use iOS?
Nothing.
iPad?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
iPad. Oh.
What other phones? I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
phones, nothing. It's just Apple phones.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
iPad still has a ridiculous market share. They're still at like 80%.
yeah. No one else.
80% of tablets.
If you buy a
80% of
tablet, you
tablet.
buy an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iPad.
I think
yeah,
I think even I would make that decision to buy an iPad.
there's nothing else that's come out that's kind of
Because
that's
when
as
you're
good
when
as
you're
an
working with something like that, you need that build quality that
Yeah.
Apple provides, and that ease of use because it's kind of that larger size as well. Oh my god, can you imagine using Windows 8 on a tablet? Oh, Android on a tablet, like it wouldn't work. Like it. Yeah, I feel like the Android that's currently on my Note 2, which is a phablet, so in between the phone and the tablet, like even that version of Android could be
It's a bit
be better done. They have fixed up there. The Note 4 looks incredible, and that's why like
See, I'm stuck in
And
that void now, where I'm like everything's on Apple.
Yeah,
I've got like all my
the
stuff.
build quality. It's all metal now. The Note 4.
Yeah, I know. That's
And
what I
it's they've
noticed.
increased the weight for everything. Like the build quality has been like
heavy
really
and
well appreciated now. It shoots like 2K video. The screen has a higher
my
resolution
gosh.
than 1080p.
Yeah, it's
3 gig
kinda
of RAM.
getting-
3 gig of RAM and a 2.5. I think it's a 2.7 gigahertz
Yeah.
processor or something.
Apple
much
really
is
aren't
it?
revolutionized. They're not.
God.
How big is it?
It's the same size as mine. I think it might be. I think it's
Yeah.
heavier. I think it's
Yeah.
heavier but thinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you use iCloud, Harris?
No, I sync it straight to the computer.
Did you guys get that U2 album?
Yeah, I deleted it straight
No.
away.
I-
The moment I saw it.
I
on
saw it
there.
available on my iCloud, but I haven't downloaded it. I'm like, good, I can deal with it. And then I sunk it on my computer last night and I downloaded it.
And you're like,
And I'm like
no way,
pushing the
YouTube.
brink of my limit. Like if
Really?
I had to install iOS 8, I'd have to delete stuff.
Oh, on that note, okay.
Yeah.
I was going through my
Segue.
phone, like trying to install iOS 8, and it's like, oh, you've only got
Oh.
500 megabytes left. So I'm like,
You need 1.4 gigabytes to download new software.
software.
It's like awesome, except I've only got a 13 gigabyte phone.
Yeah.
So what you're asking for is like
saying,
nearly
yeah.
10% of my space to be clear.
Isn't to download it directly into your phone? Doesn't it require like 5 gigs, something like that?
5 gigs, and it's only 1 gig. All my
Eight.
phone.
How does a 5
iOS
gig
8 is
download
stop.
translate to a 1 gig install?
Wait, I need to tell you this. I've got 2 stories here.
Okay.
Okay, so the first story. I'm going through my phone on my computer, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to delete? So I'm on my music, and I'm like, wow, I've got 10 gig of music on my phone. Where is this all from?
How big is your phone?
I've got the 32 gig.
See, if I had a 32 gig, all my problems would be solved. I'm trying to do this on a 13 gig phone.
They took away the 32
Yeah.
gig as well. You either go 16, 64, or 128.
Are you kidding me?
The most popular 32 gig is perfect for a phone.
Yeah.
It is because you don't have that too much. 64 is a lot and it
Yeah.
costs a lot.
Yeah.
16 is too little.
16 is too low. It's absurd.
I've got a weird amount of memory on my phone. I think I've got 48 because I've got like the 16 and then I got a 32
Oh,
expansion.
Okay, back to the story. Okay, so I'm going through my music and I look through my artists. I'm like, what is taking up so much space? And then I realize Game Over Greggy has been ticked. I've got 32 episodes of Game Over Greggy on my computer, and it syncs all of them to my phone. They're all hour-and-a-half episodes.
That's great.
Oh my god.
That's
10
awesome.
hours. No, more than that. I had like 40 hours of Game Over Greggy on my phone. And then on top of that, so I deleted them, and it was perfect. And then I go back into my phone and into my photos, and I realized that I had 1,000 photos, and now I've got 80. But in the recently added there,
Yeah.
But in my moments, they all seem to be there. So
What?
I don't know where they are. It's in my collection somewhere. It's on my
Can
phone.
you view these? If you just like click on there, like
Yeah,
just,
I can view them, but I don't like
but
viewing
which
them.
file are they in there?
I don't know. It's not in my albums anymore.
It's
What?
not in your album.
No, you know how in albums you can go and you can see all your pictures and
And
camera
it's just like
rolls?
strobes camera roll.
Is there
Yeah.
one called events?
Now they're called recently added, and there's 80 pictures there.
Wait, but does that cycle? Like, can you see?
Oh,
go
because they
recently
want you to
added.
use collections.
Look, recently added. Nope, it stops here.
Yeah, because they
20th
don't.
of August.
Why
So
would you
can
need a camera roll when you can
change the
use
settings
collections?
and see if it goes further back? or-
I don't know. I just looked and I was like, this is rubbish.
Why would you need your
See-
camera roll when you can just use collections and moments?
Because
Damn it, because they have lame names.
it's horrible.
Oh,
Where
man.
is it? If I go photos, see, look, summarize photos. You can choose in the photos tab. Yada yada. You can choose to compact summarize photos views for collections and years. My photo stream, iCloud photo sharing.
Yeah. Do you know, this is going back, I hate to do this, but I'm about to compare Apple to Nokia. I used to have an N8, a Nokia N8, which was like the beginning of the end for Nokia. And,
Wait, was that the one running Symbian?
Yeah, that was a run Symbian.
wow.
Yeah. It ran, and it had like a 12 megapixel camera. It was ridiculous at the time. Anyhow, that phone
12
I
megapixel.
really liked.
This is 8.
Yeah. It had a 12 megapixel camera back in 2009.
Oh god.
Yeah. I mean, the memory wasn't even there to support it. Anyhow, that phone did so many awesome things, but then it made so many stupid, bizarre decisions. And I feel like Apple are starting to make these weird decisions.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a bright idea, guys. Let's just forcibly insert a
yeah.
U2 album on
Yeah.
50% of the world's mobile phones. Genius.
Great.
Next week, we'll work on Skynet.
Just seems like they're going straight back to 2006.
I see.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
like it
Oh,
was.
you too, Vertigo. Oh, I love that. That was a great album. That was actually a good album.
It's said to be the best album of 2008.
Oh, hang on. But I feel like Steve Jobs, as much as I want to say that he didn't really, there were so many more people that had as much of an impact on Apple as he did. Like Steve Wozniak, for example.
He marketed like hell.
He
was a great
He just
marketer.
got people.
Yeah.
He knew what consumers wanted.
Yeah.
And he did that so well. And he was prepared to say, no, that's a shithouse idea.
Yeah. Like,
You're
let's not-
fired.
because that kind of stuff, it just makes people uncomfortable when they lose control over the device that they paid for.
Yeah.
So the fact that Harris
Apple
paid for that phone
reserves so much
and
control.
had iOS 7, and now he's lost that control over his camera roll.
Yeah. And I think that still existed between...
What
like,
else are they going to take away? Like when they changed the iTunes layout from not having your playlists on the side, like I was like, that's
Wait,
my
you can put
music
that back in.
applications.
I've got it on mine.
You can go to like
Just
select
click playlists.
playlists. Yeah, and then
That's
but
the
then you've got to
default.
switch and flick and
Yeah.
when you go to search stuff.
Yeah, man,
it,
those
like,
iTunes
when you go
upgrades
to
really...
when you go to
Yeah.
search stuff in the bar and it like comes up. And
I don't
then
know.
you,
It's
like,
been a
try
very
s-
negative podcast so
Yeah.
far. This.
But it's like
bunch
it's
of
like I've been
complainers.
using this for years, and it's like that's how I've been using it, and then they just take it away, like.
Yeah. Apple's all
It's just
about
really-
ease of use. That's what everyone relates Apple to.
And then when you
Yeah.
make major structural changes,
Yeah.
that ease of use
It's
just
gone.
drops out beneath you, and you just feel like you're using a device that you don't even have control over.
Yeah. And it looks better, granted. The new iTunes looks like really polished software. But, you know...
Slowly transition.
Yeah,
You're supposed to
slowly.
slowly.
Like, I don't want to be thrown into a weird mix of like, oh, where do I go now?
Yeah,
What-
how do
like,
I
how do I get my
sync
playlist?
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. It took me forever to figure out how to add stuff to like
Yeah,
a playlist.
yeah.
What? I have to drag it over to the corner of a screen and this
Yeah.
magical bar pops out?
you're like,
Are you
oh,
kidding me?
You buy an Apple because you know it's gonna work the
Yeah.
moment I pull it out of the box, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I feel like I just wish someone of Steve Jobs' caliber was still at Apple to vet stuff. Like he once said that no one would ever want to use a big phone. And now what are Apple doing? They've got the iPhone
Yeah.
6 Plus with a 5.5. Steve Jobs would have just, like Eric said, no, I know what competitors are doing,
Yeah.
but we're going to stick with what we're going to do, and we're going to nail it. We're not going to have iPhone 5Cs and an iPhone 6 and an iPhone 6 Plus. We're not going to have all these... The iPhone 5C would never have happened on Steve Jobs.
No, because he's all about build quality.
Yeah.
And so is Joni Ive.
Yeah.
Tony Ive.
What, you want to have colored plastic backs?
Oh
Are you
my gosh.
kidding me?
Plastic?
Colored plastic.
A plastic
Yeah.
phone would just be.
He would have...
Oh well.
Flip the
Nowadays,
table.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like even the iPhone, it's supposed to be. It was built so you could. It was perfect for your thumb. That's what it was marketed for.
That's what they marketed it as, yeah.
And that's why. That's
what
why
I thought
Steve
as soon-
goes.
that's
"It
what
is
I
the
thought as
perfect
soon as I-
size
yeah.
for a phone."
Yeah, and that marketing campaign was so effective that, like, when I got my Note 2 and it's a 5.5, people were like, oh, well, how are you going to operate that with one hand?
Yeah.
How
And
does
that's what I
that
said
fit
to
in
you.
your
How
pocket?
is that gonna fit
Yeah.
in your pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
first thing everyone asks me when I bring out my phone. They're like, whoa, that's huge. How do you fit that in your pocket?
Yeah.
I'm like, it just goes in, it's fine. I don't know.
Yeah. Like that's what
It
I
fell
thought.
out once.
Yeah. As soon as I saw
smashed the
the
screen, but it fell out once.
as soon as I saw the 6 Plus, I thought that just goes like their advertisement. You know, that just goes directly against what they were advertising with that. You know, thumb size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's such a famous image of.
Yeah, I hope
video.
when someone
And now
gets it
it's like
today, they
they-
recreate that advert. It's like your thumb goes from here
Yeah,
to
yeah.
oh, only really halfway up screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Screen.
It's like they're just going against what they. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it. I think it's the right step that they needed to take. I think that's where the market's going. But
Yeah.
The problem is that they usually trended the market.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Yeah.
have been
Now
their
they're
selling
following.
point. That's
I
their
think
selling
from
point.
exactly. They're not leading. They're not
not-
leading anymore.
And that was Apple for the past a decade or so. They innovated.
Mind you,
They
I don't
marketed
know.
properly towards
Yeah.
the right consumer that would want
Yeah.
high quality, easy to use product.
Yeah,
At a
The
high
Apple-
price.
and the
that
Apple
was-
Watch. The Apple Watch. We haven't even discussed that. Like that does nothing new compared to
not at all.
You know, the Google Wear or like my Pebble, for example. Like
Even the life of it is the battery life's a day.
yeah, if
People
you
are-
really wanted to sell that thing,
You need to
you
go
have
for it.
a battery
More
that
than-
lasts for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what people would be happy with.
yeah.
Charging a phone overnight and an iPod overnight and a phone overnight, like it's
Yeah.
absurd.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You can't. Yeah.
I think if I were Apple, I'd be working really hard to sell the iPhone as a music device. I think like I'd be integrating like the music and the phone.
that Beats thing as well. Didn't they buy
Yeah.
Beats for $1 billion?
Yeah, they did.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know, just
I think
market it with like now including
Yeah.
Beats technology. Like that'd be no brainer, surely.
Yeah.
And bring in those stereo speakers and are they doing that?
The front speakers.
Yeah, the front speakers.
What was it on the HTC One? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Front speakers.
But that's become a standard thing, and like Apple aren't doing that. And they
Yeah.
were so late on the NFC bandwagon.
The
like,
NFC bandwagon.
yeah.
But instead
that
they gave
stressed me
us
out so
stupid
much.
Touch ID.
Yeah. I went to a museum once and they had NFC chips installed. So they had like printouts of the newspaper. But if you just went to NFC, tapped your phone against it, all that information would be up on your webpage.
Boom.
So like, you know how there's all the people trying to crowd around the text to read what this particular artifact
Yeah,
is?
nice,
Instead,
yeah.
everyone's just sort of milling around on their phones and reading it. I'm like, oh, there you go.
So
It's
the
just
old
so much
like
easier.
QR codes are gone.
So
now.
I'd observe
trend?
something and then read about it as I walked between one exhibit and the other.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good.
So good. Yeah.
But you won't see that for another year on Apple devices.
Yeah, maybe not.
Another 5.
Another 5.
We'll see. Hopefully they could shape up
They need.
because they are a great company.
How much of stock price has dropped? I haven't checked. They were at 700.
Have they ever
I don't
dropped?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They had a big downfall.
The pre-orders went through the roof for the iPhone 6 though.
Yeah,
Like, they were still
4 million pre-orders at one stage. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
unbelievable. But people are just like, it's Apple. It's a new iPhone. I'm getting it regardless.
Yeah, they buy yearly iPhones on
Yeah.
a
I think
2 yearly
yeah.
contract.
To end on a positive, I think the look of it looks really nice. I really like the curve sort of
yeah.
features
Yeah.
of it
Yeah.
and stuff.
They get
Bring
their
those-
looks
bring those curves.
perfect.
They do. The
what
build quality,
Joni-
the looks, the presentation is all perfect. It gets
Yeah.
down to the little bits of usability here and there.
Lex Luthor, he does it well. He's great designer.
What?
Joni Ive looks like Lex Luthor.
I was like, insert
Haven't you seen with his
reference.
like bald head and
I
he's
guess-
like in his really mellow
He
voice.
doesn't sound
The iPhone is revolutionary in the most magical ways.
Superman, save us. Superman! Oh gosh.
It mixes pure joy and happiness into a device that is solely built for us and us only. It will not help you at all. It will delete all your pictures. It screws over your life.
We're so rich, we're just wanting to mess around with you guys now.
I know. It's like Mark Zuckerberg just randomly choosing, I'll just flick off the Facebook switch for a day or two just for the lols.
Yeah.
Just change the color to green.
Yeah.
Oh
You
no,
have
guys!
no control. You have
It's
no
all-
control. You're dependent on this, but I'm going to take away your control.
Yeah. All right, reckon we got time for another topic?
Yeah, what's
Because
Yeah, let's go.
I guess the Red Dwarf one was kind of short, and it gradually
Yeah.
became iPhone.
Yeah.
I was going to
Very
discuss. Give me a sec while I fetch it. Oh, here it is. I'm going to discuss Grand Theft Auto
Ah,
because
you're
Grand Theft Auto was in
disgusting.
the news this week, and it made me think about it. Because the remastered or the next gen versions are coming out November 18th, I believe the release date is.
Not for
And
PC,
Not
though.
for PC. Don't know what's happening on the PC version. We're very disappointed about that, aren't we, Harris?
Yes.
have they
Yeah.
not even developed an initial PC version?
No, it only came out
Oh,
on Xbox
so
360.
it's like they're
and
remastering it
PS3.
for-
They want to make
Yeah.
it to an absolutely high quality, a great standard, and
Yeah,
it's
they're promising PC gamers though that they'll get special benefits, probably like special.
They need to
bush
rewrite the
visits.
game. They need to rewrite the whole game if they wanted to like.
No, that's the
it
thing
up.
with
It is-
next gen.
yeah.
Gen is supposed to be closer to PC, so it's
No,
easier.
yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Don't
but
get
it's
it.
and it's even on the same it's on the same architecture.
It's on X. It's on
They're
x86.
all the
I
exact
don't get
same
it.
architecture. It can be done so easily, and Grand Theft Auto is a great game, and I really want to play it on PC with mods.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, the
All I
mods. I
wanna
cannot
do.
wait for that. So, have we all played Grand Theft Auto? Oh, I'm sure Grand Theft Auto must have had an impact on our lives.
Oh,
in some way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. San Andreas on my
Go on.
Mac boot camp to a PC.
Yes.
That was my first experience of like video games, and it was just a bomb. So many hours of my life pumped in that game, just messing around with cheats.
Yeah.
Great. I recently rebooted off the App Store, the Mac App Store for my laptop.
Yeah.
Now it's stopped. Launching.
Yeah, I think I got it off my Vita.
For your Vita?
Yeah, you can get
San
like all the
Andreas.
old
Oh, that is
GTA games.
awesome.
I don't know if it's San Andreas though. It might have been one. Might have been like Liberty City or
Vice.
something, or Vice. Yeah.
Liberty
Something like
City
that.
was 4, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
'Cause that was-
Oh yeah, you might have been right. Anyhow, yeah.
It is absolute quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
That
horrific.
was well
It's
worth
like-
the budget. That was,
$250 million budget to produce GTA 5.
Oh my gosh.
and it looked amazing.
But it takes them
on
so long to
PS3 as
produce.
well.
Like they've got to employ a lot of people for
Yeah.
a fair amount of time.
350.
Are they
250,
are they
I think.
working on
250
6?
employees?
Oh no, sorry, I'm talking about the money. 350
350
employees.
employees or 500, I can't remember.
There you go.
Something
Oh
big.
gosh. Are they working on 6?
They're probably in the pre-production stage, I'd have thought. But they probably had a lot of work in their hands to take it over to PS4 and Xbone and
And
PC.
maybe finally bringing in heists. You know, that thing that's
that
happened
thing
that they promised a year and a half ago.
I cannot wait for heists. Like, how much Payday did we play? Like, it's gonna be awesome.
GTA as well.
Yeah.
I
I
understand.
yeah.
Is this your PC stuff?
This is PC stuff. Gotta get one.
As soon as I don't think I'll get it for PS4, but I'll definitely get it for PC. I
When it
barely
goes on
played
sale.
any of it. I barely played any of this. I played a bit of the online.
Did you finish
and
the
maybe
campaign?
no. I played like the first 4 missions.
Actually,
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There wasn't even that much out at the time. It was guess. I don't know. I guess
Not
When
your
did it come
game.
out? Was it
I was
after
busy.
exams?
I was busy with exams. I guess. Yeah. But I just didn't really have the. I think I got it after exams anyhow. But I was super excited for it. It was like my first GTA game. I was super pumped, but I just couldn't get into it.
It's so fun. I
I
finished
don't
it.
know.
It was brilliant.
I really want to go back to it. I don't know why it didn't really connect with me at the time, but yeah, I need to go back and play
You
it.
definitely missed out. I think it was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was hotly considered like I don't know, second to The Last of Us for Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, definitely. Without
Yeah.
What would've been third?
Characters are hilarious. Third, I said either Gone Home or Bioshock Infinite.
Tomb Raider. Oh, Bioshock Infinite. Yeah, Infinite. Then Tomb Raider.
I think Tomb Raider had better gameplay, but Bioshock had the better story.
Just the
Yeah.
at the end.
That deserves a podcast on its own.
Always a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Oh no, God. That's sorry.
So GTA gets a lot of flack, like for its violence.
Mm.
Do you guys have any sort of opinions on that?
Well, having recently extensively studied the effect of media influence on its audiences,
We covered this in
I
media.
can state
Oh,
that there
really?
is
Yeah.
no causal link between exposure to violent video games
There's
and an
barely
increased...
even a correlative link.
barely-
Correlative.
Ooh, yeah. No, correlative just means there's a relationship. And,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shooters who have thoroughly enjoyed such video games.
When you
Shooters,
shoot
but
us,
no, I
it's in
don't mean
mass
video games.
murderers.
I mean mass murderers. There's a lot of
Okay,
mass
yeah.
murderers who have been seen to thoroughly enjoy violent video games, and thus they were investigated in the first place.
I feel like it's just the last thing they do just to mess around with everyone in court. It's like, did video games influence your behavior? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Of course it did.
I thought it was
yeah,
real.
oh, you should ban those games.
Terrible. There's probably lots of people out there.
This is their last ditch effort
Um,
to screw everyone over.
Yeah. But no, like I was like when I was playing San Andreas, I was still in primary school.
Bad laws.
And my mum
You're
was
a
my mum was not happy. But then
Everyone plays
a current affair.
affair.
A current affair had my back. A current affair had my back.
A
Oh,
current
jeez.
affair had your back.
I
A
know,
current
I
affair
know.
of all
Tracy
know.
Grimshaw.
Tracy
She's always
Grimshaw.
got my back.
It was like earlier as I was starting playing, they put a story up about how violent video games might actually help to like relieve stress.
Oh, yes.
And I'm sure the next day they put one up of saying about how they're the worst thing in the world. But it was just happened to be that night that my mum was watching Current Affair and I was watching Current Affair with her, and they played that story, and that was my
Ha! Told
that
you
was my
so
shield.
moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't say that. I would just say I told you so.
Just
but
look at her.
I just said, Mum,
Dead-eyed.
I'm very stressed. I just said, Mum, I'm very stressed. I think I might need to go and
Play some San Andreas.
play
I think
some
I need to
San
run some people over.
I need to think of run some people into the ground, get a
I
fire
know, deal
truck,
some
fire
drugs,
truck missions, get a
shoot
tank,
some
spawn a
police.
tank, spawn a flying car over a mountain, cliff top, 5 stars.
And I'm going to de-stress,
Oh, so
and it's
good.
going to be the best time of my life.
It's gonna be the best ever.
Yeah. What what I did appreciate about GTA 5 though is it's quite a sophisticated game. Like the sarcasm of American society and the commentary, the social commentary.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not something you can knock off to a bunch of
It's a classic LA.
hillbilly game developers.
No.
That's totally the wrong idea. These smart, sophisticated people have made this game.
It was just like South Park.
I remember
Those
one
guys
of
are
the
geniuses.
one of these like biggest sort of comments that had an influence in my life was some guy that I knew who was quite a bit older than me at the time, but he said, "Oh man, I love Call of Duty. It's like such a great game." And then the topic somehow got onto what you want to do after school, and it's like, "Oh, I want to be a surgeon." Like this is just a normal guy. Yeah, he plays a violent video game. Doesn't change who he is.
Yeah.
He wants to be a person that contributes to society as a surgeon.
Yeah.
Like,
And if the idea that video games breed violence, how come movies don't?
yeah, exactly.
Or TV shows?
I mean, people say it's the interactive nature of video games, like it's asking you for the
that you
Oh, you
are
to
doing
participate.
this.
yeah.
Well, the
just-
one
people can
controversial
distinguish.
People who see something like Call of Duty and say, "Oh, I want to go into the military," they're not the ones that actually go into the military.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they know
Because
it's not like that.
Then they grow up to age 12 and then they realize that, oh, actually, war's kind of sucky.
yeah.
And then, they'll go into
Yeah.
training and they'll be like, okay, this is not like the video game stuff. Like,
Yeah.
know, and I
It's-
would, yeah.
yeah.
Did you get up? Have you played it?
No.
Have you played up to the torture scene?
No.
Have you heard about the infamous
I've heard about the
torture?
torture scene though. Do you want to tell us about that?
So, there's a very, very graphic, like, disgustingly graphic torture scene in this, where you actually, like, there are different methods to torture this guy, and you need to, like, actually perform them on him. And I can't go into detail, but because I can't really remember, but it's to the point where I got sick at the end.
The way you said it, I was like, oh, the memories are just too bad.
It's just repressed. No, but it is to the point where, like, you get sick by watching it because it's hyper realistic, where you can see the blood. I'm pretty sure you pull out teeth. You do everything to this guy. But that was a point where I think this game kind of hit that boundary, where there's a level where you can go, but I think when you start heading into that uncharted territory, well, not even uncharted, just socially immoral territory, where you're heading towards, like,
Stuff that it's like it's not a joke anymore.
it's not a joke, and it's not something that should be allowed to
it's
happen in a video game.
It's not just like it's distressing to conservative grandmas. It's like that's distressing to normal
to
people.
normal people. But the thing was, and it was used...
Not that conservative grandmas aren't normal people, but you get what I mean.
You sort of understand. It was used to the point where it was household items that you were using to torture this person, which I don't know if... It sort of goes on to the point where this breeds, like, murderers, supposedly. But when you're going towards the point of, like, using, like what are they, pliers and stuff to pull out someone's teeth,
Yeah.
where you're sort of going
You're just
into
making... It's not that they're
It's not
necessarily
helping your
breeding
cause.
murderers. It's not helping your case.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's the thing. Like, why? Why do that?
Yeah,
Like-
Call of Duty with the no Russian, like...
Yeah, why?
Yeah,
The
Arsenal
problem was
is
that was skippable. This wasn't
That
skippable.
was-
Yeah, that's true.
Unless
it was skippable though because it was made to be skippable. Like, I don't think the developers would have given you the choice if they didn't have to.
No, but then again, it was given that 18 rating as
Yeah.
well.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
Big difference.
the developers can say it's an 18 game.
Yeah, sorry, this is a British version of the game, so that's
Is it?
why it's got the.
Well, which is why it's got the PEGI rating on it.
Yeah.
If you're choosing to access this game,
You're
choosing what comes with
choosing.
it.
Yeah.
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 And you're accepting the consequences that come with it, and it's aimed at 18 plus, not anything minor.
That's the thing. I was in EB Games one time, and there was this woman, this sort of middle-aged mother, buying a Grand Theft Auto. I think it's Grand Theft Auto 4 for her kid, who maybe was like can't have been any older than 10, so obviously way too young to play this game. And she's like, oh, I just like buy this game for my son here. And the guy's just like, ma'am, I really like, I know it's not really my place to say this, but I really don't think you should get this game for your son. Like, it's just not appropriate for him whatsoever. I'd be happy to recommend something else that he would like, but I just don't think you're making a good choice right now. And she's like, I just don't care. He wanted it. Just put it through. I want it. And he was like pleading with this woman, please do not buy this game. And she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't have it.
I think I think that comes into the point where I think parents these days and like the society we live in is just too fast paced. That
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I
They
don't
grow
think
up so
that-
quickly, don't they?
I don't think like damn.
Listen
damn
to me,
kids.
Top. It's time to be the elders now, boys.
Back when we were little.
Those whippy snappers. Have you seen the kids these days?
The good old days. Get off my lawn, kids. Yeah.
Get off my servers.
I'll just put the pen back here. Well,
Back in
Right,
my
yeah.
day.
Grow
my
out your beard
day.
a little bit more.
with my beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
think there is. I agree. There is like.
Parents don't
actually-
want to sit there and learn about them. They just want to go, okay, yeah, if my kid wants it, I
Yeah.
want to make them happy.
Yeah.
Here you go, have it. Let's get out of here so we can go home.
I see this all the time at work. I'm sure you probably. do
I
as
don't think
well.
that's the majority though. I still think
But
that's
like
a
in this
minority.
case, I
of
think it's in this
neglectful parents.
case where
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
exactly. Like it's still unacceptable. Like if I was an employee, I'd like to think that I would just tell them no.
Yeah. I was
can't do
working
Well,
the day before Mother's Day this
With
year.
alcohol, you can't. It's they can get in huge fines for selling alcohol to someone that's just going to pass it on to a teenager.
But like,
Yeah.
I get that the
the,
laws
the
are
problem is
different.
like, where's the proof in
It's
that?
different from alcohol.
And it's a lot different from alcohol, where it's like a regulated
Yeah, and it's
item.
proven to actually damage your
damage.
body.
Yeah, Kieran was telling a story of like him and his brother went to go and buy a couple of slabs for a party they were having in their house, whatever. Like, and they were doing this
It was
for
a
to go and
family-
buy their
it was like a
parents'
family,
alcohol.
lunch.
And because Kieran went along with her brother, the woman wouldn't sell her alcohol, or the shopkeeper wouldn't sell them alcohol.
Really?
Because Kieran was there, and he thought
Oh,
it was
wow.
going to be yeah.
Just passing it straight on to him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I went shopping with my dad all the time, and I never got pulled up for that.
I think
I
the
don't
problem is like a brother and a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a
maybe.
difference.
Yeah.
like
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quick note on the back in your day thing. I read this really cool article recently about the PG-13 rating.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, you were telling me about this. Yeah.
And how like PG in America, PG used to be. What am I saying here? Like when PG-13 first came out.
Do your research, Lars.
Yeah, exactly. They used to not have a. They would just have R17 plus, not R. It was just 17 plus. And before that, they would have sort of G, PG, R essentially.
I got it, man.
They had no form of M or MA. It was just up to 17. And so in Australia, it's G, PG, and M are all guidelines for maturity.
Yeah.
Up to the age of 15. MA is the first restriction at age 15, and then R is 18 plus.
Yeah.
But even MA, I don't think is actively enforced. Is it?
I've been pulled up on it.
You've
It's
been pulled
restricted,
up?
yeah. I'm back. I remember they, wouldn't let us into a movie once without our.
Wow, maybe it's
Not
just
anymore,
me, but
not
I've
anymore,
never,
but, like, back
felt
then.
restrictions in buying things. Or
Because you're wog.
Oh wow!
That's kind of true.
Like,
look at you. You look 30.
You look 30, yeah.
like yeah, even buying alcohol. Like I've never I'm over 18, but like I've never gone to buy
Every
beer.
time I've gone, I've been asked for my ID.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been asked for ID.
I get
Wow.
mine out preemptively.
Yeah, I'm working
Really?
on it. Just give me time.
Wow.
Yeah. They always ask me now.
That would suck.
Because you're wog.
Because I've got a beard.
People just don't want to mess with
Much.
you. Like, I don't really want to ask that guy for his
It's
ID.
one
I
of
feel
those
like
guys.
he'll ask me.
Let's just get him out of the store quickly.
I ask her an ID, he's going to pull out a knife.
the CCTV is on, right? But I mean, I was gonna say earlier, like, about kids these days. I'm sure you feel like this at your work. You've encountered some right sport brats. But I was working. I think it was this year, just before Mother's Day. This woman came in. She was like asking for some recommendations for toys for her kids. Like, what's a special occasion? You got a birthday coming up or something.
Ewan works at a toy store.
I work at
a
a toy
fast
store.
food
He works
restaurant.
in Macca's, yeah.
And I'm unemployed.
And so I was this woman. It's the day before Mother's Day. She's looking for toys for her kids. And I like asked for the special occasion. It's like, it's just Mother's Day tomorrow. I'm only a young mum, so I like to get my kids something for Mother's Day.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
So you're like buying
Are you
yourself a
kidding me?
present.
Yeah. And so many kids drag their mums in on Mother's Day. Like, I've worked Mother's Day in the past, and there's mums buying stuff for their kids on their special day. Like, I don't
Like,
get
let's
it.
tell your dad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, give mum a break.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
sure it's the day we're supposed to
I
relax.
wasn't there when this happened, but a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, was saying that she couldn't find a product for this woman that wanted something for her kid for Christmas, and this woman broke down in tears. It's like, my kid just like really wanted that toy. Like, you don't have it in stock, and what am I supposed to do? Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Pretty sure they'll live.
Admittedly, if you were if she was at a very high point of stress for not just Christmas but for other stuff,
Yeah.
it's something little like that that's going to make somebody snap. But
Yeah.
if it's just day to day, it's like, just try love your kid a little less, maybe. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they're gonna love you regardless of their present.
Yeah,
they get.
exactly. Yeah.
But anyway,
Well.
or like on a day-to-day
They just
basis.
express their emotions differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, different
you,
things
Mum.
could happen.
Wow. Quite a
Why don't you
tangent we took there from
buy me-
GTA, huh?
GTA, mom.
Awesome. Let's wrap it up.
Worst mom ever.
Alrighty. Thank
go
you very
ahead
much
and
for
play
coming,
some
guys.
Destiny. That's okay.
Thank you.
Lars is itching. I want to go and play Destiny. That
Yeah.
crap game.
Crap game.
On another note,
Spent
I gotta go
half
to
an hour critiquing.
JT in 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, you've seen Justin Timberlake tonight.
Oh.
Going to see
There
Justin.
you go. Why wasn't Justin Timberlake a topic? Mind you, I would have nothing to contribute to
Yeah,
Justin
you would
Timberlake.
have
Is an actor as well.
Oh, that's true. I could have talked about him in The Social Network.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I could have. Anyhow, thank you for joining us once again for episode 5 of the Pause Podcast. Yay. Thank you again for joining our... we do this for fun, and it's good that you guys have a bit of fun out of it as well. I know a couple of you guys have been telling me recently that you've been sitting through these entire episodes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
we don't even
watch them.
I'll give a shout out to Phoebe. She told me the other day that she had like an hour to kill while she was doing her makeup for a party, so she just sat there and listened to our podcast.
Go Phoebe.
I'll give you that. How cool is
Phoebe
that?
From school?
No, Phoebe from work. You don't know Phoebe.
Go Phoebe.
But yeah, rock on, Phoebe. Thanks again, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Adios.
I need a bit of silence so I can cut the thing.